everybody. Well, got through the tape and all that, and certainly disappointing outcome for us. Bottom line is we didn't earn the right to win, and SMU did. We did not play complimentary football like we did the past couple games. Defensively, we stopped them, and then we didn't score. And then offensively, we would score, and the defense didn't stop them. So we just could never really put it together. And they out-executed us and out-coached us on some critical plays. And, we just did a poor job on some of those areas. But, as far as some of the other aspects of the game, I thought special teams, again, was a real positive defensively. Again, got stops in the first half. I was very disappointed with a couple big plays off just really a couple busts. And but we did hold them some field goals, and we got a lot of guys that are playing well. I mean, there's a lot of positives. We do have some guys that I think have really improved. And, obviously you win and lose as a team, and that can get overshadowed. But there are some good things. But we didn't stop the run. They were efficient there. And, just too many yards per completion and, big plays. We busted cover 3 on a 70-yard touchdown. We get the option with no leverage. The tight end crosser play, that was just a bad call. We put them in a bad call. We busted on a man coverage, had a critical penalty, and just, too many positive first down plays for them. That was something that we didn't do a good job with. And probably the biggest thing defensively is we had 3 opportunities to, get it going. I mean, 16-14 in the third quarter with 8:40-something left, and we got all the momentum, and they go and score in 1:30 on 4 plays. And then we got, again, 23-17, 14 minutes in the fourth quarter. They go 6 plays, 75 yards. And then down 5 with 6:44 and 4 timeouts, and we couldn't stop it. 13 plays, 75 yards. So it was just really, really frustrating. And the flip side of that, again, is when we stopped them in the first half, we didn't answer with scores. So just didn't play complimentary football. But the guys competed their butts off all the way to the end, had plenty of opportunities offensively. CV was a bright spot. Really, this kid has not played any snaps with the game on the line at all. Last year's a redshirt freshman, very little opportunity. And then this year, got to play a couple games, but games that were in hand. And I was proud of him. I mean, definitely some things that he'll learn from in the game, but to walk out there and throw for 300-something yards and 3 touchdowns. He got better and better, made some big plays. He was 29 of 42, and we had 4 drops. So very efficient. And same thing, some guys playing well, some guys stepping up for us. And TJ had another good game. Tristan making some plays. Blake Miller has continued to be a very steady guy for us. But I thought they beat us up front. We obviously didn't run the ball well. And, again, we don't have to rush for 200, but we got to be efficient in what we're doing. Gave up some poor sacks, too many 3-and-outs. The short yardage was a problem. And so just, again, just overall didn't earn the right to win by not doing what we needed to do from a complimentary standpoint. But we were in position in it. And, again, they competed their butts off, but didn't get the result we want. And, so open dates coming at a good time for us. We've got a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of guys banged up. So this is a good time for that, to get some guys healthy and see if we can get this team, back on track. We had a couple good weeks playing well, and then we did not play well. We had some moments where we did some good things, but we didn't play well enough as a team. But, hey, we got 5 more days to go play. And, so we'll rally and see if we can find a way to win a ball game. Got to flush this one and keep moving forward. And that's what this team will do. We got all the opportunity in the world. Got 5 games in November, and we got to work our butts off to just find a way to have a great November. That's what our focus is, and the way we do that is have a great day today and try to have a great great game against Duke and see if we can, get back on some momentum, coming off this open date. So that's our focus. And injury-wise, I know everybody wants to know about Wesco. Really just, prayers answered. I mean, just a blessing. Kind of best case scenario. It was a very, very scary injury. And the doctors did an amazing job. Dr. Kanos and Greenville, just amazing doctor. And, again, a very scary injury and a lot of kind of unknowns for the first 24 hours or so. But he's actually out of the hospital and back home. And again, kind of best case scenario. He's done for the year for sure. But doctors, are very confident he'll make a full recovery. But definitely something that will keep him out for the rest of this season. But thankful that all indications are he's going to be okay, and just a real blessing for that. So hopefully he got home today and was just kind of resting. So hopefully he'll be back over here tomorrow and continue getting better one day at a time. Sadler, same thing, kind of best case scenario on him. We thought that was a little more serious than it turned out to be. So anticipate he'll continue to improve each day. Again, lucky that we got an open date. And same thing with Cade. He's better today as well. So he's making good improvement. So this is a good time for us from an injury standpoint. With that, I'll take your questions.
Hey, Dabo, it's Chapel. I asked you this a few weeks ago, but just for the rest of this season specifically, do you expect to make any staff changes or shuffle any coaching responsibilities?
No, man, we're just trying to get ready and see if we can just get everybody doing a better job. That's all of us, players and coaches, and we got good people. And, we're gonna rally and work our butts off to put a good plan together and see if we can go win the next one.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor. Glad to hear that about Bryant. I had flashbacks of Mike Williams running into the goalpost when I saw that. But and it's obviously a disappointing that he won't be able to play the rest of the season. But I guess the bright side is the way that TJ played the other day. Got to give you a lot of optimism for going forward with him.
Yeah, TJ's had a good year and a couple good games. And what a great game he had. Had one miscue down in the red zone area, but man, just some big plays. And Tristan Smith really stepped up for us. He's had 2 or 3 games where he's really been a spark for us. So pleased with him. Every time Antonio touches it, something good happens. Same thing with Cole. He's been a good player, and Tyler Brown. We all know what he can do, and so it's we still got a good group. And they got to rally together and get it done.
Dabo, this is Larry. Going back to Chapel's question, I know you might not want to answer this. I'm just curious. Have you considered staff changes in the middle of the season? And I'm not saying you should. I'm just curious.
I'm just focusing on having a good Monday practice, Larry. That's it. That's all I'm focusing on.
I got you.
Coach, it's Trevor again. After watching the film, if you could go back just from offensive play calling standpoint, what are there any changes that you would have made just as far as design quarterback keeps, that sort of thing?
Yeah, there's always changes after a ball game that you'd like to have back, and there's definitely things that definitely need to be better from a play calling standpoint everywhere. So, and then there's good calls that we got to execute better too. So it's everybody in it together. We're all in it together. Wasn't good enough to win the game, and we'll see if we can get better and go win this next
Dabo, you mentioned in your post game about short yardage running specifically. What did you see that caused those plays to struggle so much?
Yeah, well, the first one we got blown up and tied in. Play was there. The second one we cut it back. Should have stayed front side. We had another one where we dropped the ball, and then we had a fourth down where we got to stay in. We got to stay with 74. Got to stay with him, and we're going to get it for a good 30 yard right there. We just kind of bounced it, and we got to stay with our puller there. So just execution, just poor execution. Got to be better, and that's on all of us, coaching it and executing it.
Staying on
Coach,
that.
David
Oh.
Hood, David, just Eric McLean said that maybe this was one of the worst games he'd ever seen out of a Clemson offensive line, and it seems like it's been a struggle at times. Can you explain the struggles? Is it just the incontinuity, the injuries, or what would you kind of put that on?
Well, they're coming off 2 good games, so but they did not play well. I mean, Blake played well. Blake had 1 bad play, but Blake Miller's that guy's he's been great for us all year. Braden actually did okay. I mean, he had for a first start, he had some couple little things here or there that he's got to fix and footwork, but we didn't play good inside. I didn't think we played well inside at all, and but it's definitely we don't have any excuses. I mean, we've got good players, and I thought they won that matchup, and you got to give them credit. So we got to do a better job, and certainly wish we had some guys out, but we don't. We got enough to go get the job done, and just gotta play with a little better fundamentals, a little better technique, and and again, we still had a chance to win the game at the end if we get a stop. Couldn't get one, but it definitely was not our best game up front of the year. That's for sure.
Dabo, how has the offensive line performed overall this year relative to the expectations you had going into the season?
They've been solid. I mean, they really have. I mean, I thought they held up pretty good in the first game. I mean, we've had some unfortunate turnovers, some missed opportunities. I thought they played pretty good against Georgia Tech. We weren't a team giving up a lot of sacks, and that's the worst game we've had from that standpoint. But nothing's been good enough anywhere. But they can only control so much. They get blamed for a lot. They can only control so much. There's a lot of moving parts to it, but nothing's been good enough because that's where we are right now. But good news is we got 5 more games to play. See if we can go, turn this thing around and play our best football.
Hey, Dabo, this is Will. Just curious, speaking of the offensive line, any update on Elijah Thurman and his status?
No, don't have anything. He'll get reevaluated next week. I think Tristan is making pretty good progress. But Elijah will probably know a little bit more on him next week.
Dabo, Ross. Dabo, with Wesco out for the year, how does that affect playing time, you think, for Tristan Smith just coming off that good game on Saturday?
Oh, I mean, definitely ups his opportunity for sure. All those guys. We got those 5 guys that'll bounce around, and we'll see different combinations of those guys. But he was already doing a good job for us, so definitely doesn't lessen his opportunity.
Hey, Dabo, this is John with the Post-and-Courier. Sorry if I missed this or if you can't say, but was it a neck injury for Wesco or spinal? How would you describe that?
Yeah, it's just I'll just call it a back injury. I won't get into the details of it, but he didn't have a fracture or anything like that. It's not a Justin Ross situation, not a Mike Williams situation. We've dealt with these, but it was a very, very serious injury, and he's very fortunate. Very fortunate. And again, the doctors did a great job. Very scary, and like I said, he's doing well, and expect him to make a full recovery. But he'll be always going to take a huge amount of precaution with injuries of that nature, and so he'll be out the rest of the season.
Hey, Coach, it's David again. Obviously, we're talking about the offensive line, but on the defensive line, I think I read that it may be the first time since they stepped on campus that Peter Woods, T.J. Parker didn't really affect the quarterback or have a pressure. What would you attribute that to?
I thought they did a good job keeping the ball outside. They got the ball on the perimeter a good bit. And I thought TJ played pretty good. He had that's about 3 games in a row. He's actually played pretty good. They doubled him a lot. If you go back and watch the tape, there's a lot of times he's got 2 guys on him. And but I thought both of those guys played pretty good for us. But we did not affect him enough. Again, they did a good job getting outside, and he's a really good player. I mean, they don't give up many sacks. I mean, they're a team that coming into it didn't give up many sacks, and we could have got him. I thought we could have got him one more time, but you got to give him some credit. But they did a good job of working on the perimeter. He did a good job of moving off the spot a few times and avoiding them. But I thought TJ actually played pretty good.
Yeah, but you might have already covered this, but when they went to that stack alignment on that last 3rd and 10,
Yep.
what was the breakdown there? I mean, obviously,
miscommunication. 8 should have been on number 2, and they just weren't on the same page. But that was just poor execution on our part and poor coaching.
But how would you describe the mindset of the team right now? Do you feel like guys are still bought in, and have you seen that tangibly since this?
Oh yeah, back at it. We're getting ready to go out tonight. Just had a good team meeting, and man, these kids are resilient. They hurt, and but they care. They love Clemson. They played their butts off, and we wish we could have got a better result, and we didn't. And but that's football, and it just kind of it's been a tough season so far. But these guys have just kept getting up, kept going back to work, and that's what they'll continue to do. Don't have any doubt that they'll rally and have the best possible finish they can have.
yeah, but do you think speed is a bit of an issue at safety, or is it more like bad angles and technique and such that's allowing some of those big plays?
Well, the big play was we weren't in our middle third, our outside third. We just busted. It didn't have anything to do with speed. It was the 70-yarder was just we're playing roll cover 3 coverage, roll cloud coverage, and the safeties goes to the third, and he jumped the over route. So I don't care how fast you are. You can't jump an over route and then turn around and run a guy down. Ronan can fly. Khalil can really, really run. So we just got to be better with definitely our execution. And we fit a gap wrong one time. The option, our backer, he can't get blocked by the tackle. He's got to be outside and leverage the ball. I mean, there's just a lot of little things we got to do better, but the big play was really, really disappointing because that's the simplest thing that you can ask anybody to do, and we didn't do it. So that didn't have anything to do with speed. That just had everything to do with proper technique.
When you said the option, were you referring to that on the 3rd quarter when they got outside of you for that?
Speed option. Yeah, that's Sammy's play. I mean, that's his play, and then we didn't. And Strozer's in a tough situation because he's playing man coverage. He doesn't know he's covering the guy down the field, and we took a bad angle and come underneath, and they made a great play. But the big plays was a killer for us. But especially the timing, like I said, we kept getting the momentum 3 different times. We were right there, and we get the ball back, then we're going to go win the game, and we just couldn't get this critical stop in the second half that we needed. And in the first half, when we got all the stops, we weren't scoring. We were miscuing on O, so just really poor complementary football.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor again. You mentioned Ronan. He had that the big pass interference call there at the end of the game. Obviously, he's still learning the position, and it didn't look like it was egregious. Maybe his hand was on the receiver, but how do you coach him up to play that better?
Well, he's got to stay inside leverage, so we got to clean up his technique. And then, we probably should have pressured the quarterback more there, and not let him hold the ball. It's a tough route to cover, straight man, and it's a juke route. But technique-wise, he's just got to stay inside leverage. That's the main thing. And but, good play by them, tough call for sure. I mean, you There was a couple tough calls in the game, but that's football.
Hey Dabo, this is Grayson. You talked about on Saturday with the run game not being enough to help Vizine out. After reviewing the tape, is it more just reading the holes with Randall, or is it something with the offensive line that you saw after further evaluation?
All the above. I mean, I don't think we did a good job of calling. I mean, we had a 12-yard run, like third, second, and we didn't come back to it in the second half. I mean, we just didn't do a good enough job, I think, packaging some things together for him, and then there was a couple things we didn't execute well. Obviously, the short yardage was what kept us on schedule and kept us going. So that was disappointing, and talked about the issues there. And then again, schematically, I think there was just some things that we had that we just never got to. So it's a frustrating day from that standpoint.
Did y'all go in planning to use Denson more than one play?
We just had a little package, and we just had a little package for him, and thought he might play a few more plays, but Garrett just never got back to it.
Dabo, could Thurman or Tristan Lee be a candidate for a medical redshirt just given the number of games they've played this year?
I have no idea. That's not anything we really talked about at this point.
Anyone else for Coach Swinney? All right, absent more questions, a couple quick programming reminders and updates. As noted in the media schedule Saturday morning, Tiger Hour with Dabo Swinney will resume next week.